Yeah.
Clients ask you all the time, what's the best type of training to lose weight?
Yeah.
To lose weight. There's one time I get questions. I get so many questions. If you get a new client, they say, I had somewhere that heat. If I do heat, I'll lose weight faster. Right? And then you get another client. They will tell you,
Yeah.
if I need to do cardio, like they just say cardio.
Yeah.
Aerobics classes. Maybe I should do a boot camp.
Dance.
They're constantly seeking for a way to
The best method for them.
Yeah, best method for them, or a way to kind of like just expend more calories.
More calories.
Because if they always tell people that heat, you burn way more calories doing heat.
Yeah.
And then other people tell you burn way more calories doing this for extended periods of time. Then someone will tell you you burn more calories doing compound exercises with weights. So it kind of creates this whole confusion among people working out, especially among our clients.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's best if we kind of address each and every one, each and every modality.
But I also believe there's really no one size fits all. Yeah. Every person, of course, depending on your body type, depending on your goals, depending on your preferred training methods, you have to find what works for you. You get it?
Exactly.
All these methods work. They have their periods where they work. They have where they can be applied.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as a person who is really trying to get into this thing, you just need to find what works for you and stick with it.
Exactly. Yeah? I mean, because at the end of the day, it's all about something you can do and enjoy, and also stick to and do it consistently, right?
Yeah.
Because there's what you think, there's what you need, right?
Yeah.
And then there's what actually is going to work for you. And I think it's a thin line between that, because you can say, okay, I enjoy doing dance classes, then you lean towards doing those, but miss out on the benefits of others, right?
Oh yeah.
So you can say, oh, I do this because I enjoy it, but are you fully reaping the benefits? The benefits of if you decided to venture into other
areas,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people get caught up in this cycle where they just maybe go for dance classes, maybe just go for boot camps, maybe just think they need to do just hit all the time. Which is not the best approach.
Yeah.
To that.
And of course, like we normally say, all these methods have their own. They have their own. They have their own benefits. Yeah, exactly. So you need to know exactly where does this apply. You cannot say you're going to do HIIT 5 times in a week. You cannot. You get it, because the body is going to accumulate fatigue. Your recovery process is going to be slow.
Yeah.
So you need to be very smart, especially when it comes with your training programs. You get it? A lot of people will demonize one thing and forget that one thing you're demonizing actually also has its own benefits.
Yeah.
So by demonizing it, you're actually making people miss out on something that could actually help them in the long run.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like losing weight is easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not to sound like to make it so simple that it's simple. It is hard. It is hard. But like
if you have a structure,
it's easy, because all you need to do is create that energy deficit. It doesn't matter what you do, really. You can do strength training and lose weight as long as you're in a deficit. You can do eat and lose weight as long as you're in a deficit. What makes the difference is how are you going to create that structure where you're reaping the benefits of each and every one
of these
things, because you get physiological adaptations that are good for you when you do strength training using resistance training in general, right? Then there's adaptations that you can reap from doing heat, right? Pushing your heart rate to those high intensities. And there's still adaptations that you get from working through zone to training. Low intensity steady state. And then you want to get like at least a package that's going to give you benefits from each and every one of those training modalities. And I think like as this is where like people like me and you come in to kind of like create that structure for people, not to just, because you can not to overdo
one and
then it affects the other. Yeah.
So today we were to discuss. Let's first discuss on where would you really put your coins if someone asked you like, I would want to do HIIT, but I'm also hearing people talking about Liz. Like, where would you base that conversation? Where would you start with a client on advice?
I mean, like you say, like if someone enjoys something, they're inclined to kind of like do that.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, if you're giving professional advice, you take out the wants and needs.
Yes.
At some point, you're
And
like,
you
okay,
put
this
the
is
facts there.
yeah,
The
this
facts,
is this. Yeah, this. I mean, you enjoy eating donuts, but like maybe you need to eat vegetables because
true.
you need them, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. So I mean, usually when from my experience, what I usually do is I kind of create like I work around strength.
True.
I work around strength training. So I create a structure because resistance training is best.
Yeah.
This we know.
Yeah.
So I create a structure around resistance training, like whether it's hypertrophy or strength or endurance using weights.
Yeah.
I create a structure around that. Then I let's say like we're doing maybe push-pull leg split. Then I look at the structure and I say, okay, my client is working out 3 days a week.
Yeah.
They're doing push Monday, pull Wednesday, then legs on Friday.
On Friday.
Then I could say, okay, I'm gonna add like a day where they do some low intensity steady state, right?
Yeah.
To kind of like get those zone 2 adaptations as well.
Yeah.
Because we know that there are some good adaptations like you create new blood vessels and capillaries that can actually help you when you're training for weights, and then like bring more nutrients to the muscles and recover.
So.
Exactly, stuff like that. And then maybe we could do some heat, some high quality heat at the end of a session. Maybe like 10 minutes of heat or 15 minutes of heat at the end of the session when the client is not too fatigued, maybe like on an upper body day.
Yeah.
It's a good chance for us to throw in
also tap into those adaptations.
Get like those adaptations as well, and create something that's not boring at the same time that's very beneficial.
True.
And it's not one-sided where we're just leaning on just doing heat all the time, or leaning on just doing strength training all the time. Something that's going to really be beneficial for you health-wise. I think that goes a long way.
So in other words, you actually give them the full package. Which would be the best advice, because like we said, every training method does its own adaptation. So rooting for one and leaving out the other, you're not really doing your client a service. Yeah.
True.
But like we said again, people need to know who they are. If you're someone who's busy, if you're someone who's just starting out in the gym, you need to also look into training methods that work for you at that current level you're at.
Exactly.
For someone who would be thinking of starting to go to the gym, I would never advise them to start with HIIT. That would not be applicable.
True HIIT is hard.
Exactly.
Is hard.
So getting someone to do to venture more into this as they try to prepare themselves to actually start working out, I really believe like that would be a good approach. Someone starts by walking, someone starts by learning, understanding more about their body and its needs. As you're venturing into all these other new training methods that are going to be introduced, you get. If you're someone who's an experienced person who has been working out in the gym for a while, and you want to venture into HIIT, that would be the right time to do that. You get it?
Yeah.
Your body has already gone through various adaptations. It wouldn't really hurt for you to try out new things once in a while. But for someone to come out and say, HIIT will be better at this, LISS will be better at this. True. If someone wants to someone wants to burn fat, and in terms of caloric expenditure, we both know that HIIT burns more than LISS. But at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself, how sustainable is that? You get it?
True.
Someone who's doing LISS over extended periods of time is going to benefit the same way you're benefiting from HIIT, with one added advantage. They're not going to accumulate the same sort of fatigue you're going to be accumulating.
There's actually there's a really cool study that I was reading about the other day, where they grouped people who are doing. There was a group of people who did HIIT. For about like 6 weeks. Right? And then there's a group of people who are doing LISS.
Yes.
For about the same amount of time. So what they did is they had to account for the time, because when you do HIIT for 30 minutes and you do LISS for 30 minutes, someone doing HIIT is going to burn way more. So they had to account for that time dilation. So what they did is they increased the time for the people who are doing LISS, so that they can match up the caloric expenditure in the session.
Of HIIT,
Exactly. So over a period of 6 weeks, what they found out is that both of these two groups lost weight exactly in the same way. Proving the point that it's not about LISS or HIIT, it's about how much energy you expend. It's about like calories in versus calories
But
out.
you could also find that chances are that the people who were doing LISS were more like we have more freshened up than the people who are doing it.
Exactly.
Because I can imagine that sort of exhaustion. You're accumulating that sort of fatigue week in, week out. You get it? So at the end of the day, I believe we need to, when people actually approach us with these questions, what training method should I come up with? Should I get into HIIT? Should I do this? People are talking about aerobics. There are so many things out there, and all we can say is all these things can work as long as you're in a caloric deficit.
You can lose weight,
yeah, you can.
But what's the best?
But what is
way?
The best way?
Yeah, what's the best way?
Because they will all make you lose weight. For example, someone who just decides to do cardio, you're going to lose weight. But you know, you're going to lose muscle in the process, so you're going to be a smaller version of your anesthetic self, which wouldn't really look good, because those are not the benefits you're really looking to reap.
We know what we want to do is build a society with more muscle and less fat.
Exactly,
right?
Thank you.
So not the other way around. So because muscle goes a long way. Like as you age, you lose muscle, so you need to strengthen muscle.
Yeah, your bone density needs to be exactly. But I think at the end of the day, people just also need to be open-minded. You really find people who are really stubborn. You tell someone you need to do this, and they're like, no, me, I was told this, I want to do this. You get it?
Yeah.
And I feel like partly this is because our society has failed to understand that instead of looking at losing weight, people need to think more about improving their body composition. You get it?
Yeah. I mean, like, that's a whole nother discussion.
You get it?
Well. Discussion as well.
So at the end of the day, you find that when you tell someone, you know what, this training program you're on, you're going to get muscle. When someone hears muscle, they're like, yo, I don't want to look muscular.
I try to create programs that are going to help you build more muscle and lose fat. Right?
Yes, true.
I mean, if we pair that with good eating habits, but and I usually assess after maybe like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever, depending on the client and how I see they're progressing, right? Because but when you step them on a weighing scale, they sometimes they get scared when they have when the weighing scale has actually gone up. And like, what? I thought the weighing scale will go down. Look, like you gain muscle. How do we know this? Is because if I check out the circumferences we measured at the beginning, and the circumferences are measured right now, we see the differences there, like the difference in how your clothes are fitting.
Yes,
you always
you can also tell.
Right? Yeah. So you are gaining muscle when you're losing weight, and then they just have this thing in there like, if I lose weight, I'm better off.
Yes.
The weight scale goes down, I'm better off, which is not true when you're kind of like just changing your body composition. Sometimes it's the opposite. You get on the weighing scale and you have weight has actually gone up.
So I think people just need to focus more on improving their body composition and look at it in terms of weight. You just know at the end of the day, I'm going to lose fat, but I'm also going to gain muscle in the process. So my framework is going to look better, my bone density is going to be better. Like, if people could actually look at things in terms of that, that sort of way.
That's where this whole rounded approach to training comes in, like where you kind of using all these different training methods to kind of tap into each and everything, because then you're going to come out improving your body composition rather than just, if you just do cardio, you're going to lose fat, but you're also going to lose muscle as well in the process, right? If you did HIIT, maybe you will gain some muscle, right? And lose fat, but at what cost as well? Like if you just did strength training, you will gain muscle and then you will lose fat possibly, but like then how is your cardiovascular health and all of that? So this is where like that approach to working around all of these, tapping into each and every one of these is going to just be the best approach, because it's going to improve your body composition. You lose fat, you gain muscle, you're much more confident, you look good, rather than just like losing weight and then like you're
just smaller, but you technically look the same.
You look malnourished. Yes. Like you look, it doesn't look, not in a good, you lose weight but not in a good way.
So I think people at the end of the day, like you've heard it, at the end of the day, just find a way of incorporating all these different training methods into your programs. No program is really better than the other if you actually know what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you can't say I'm only going to take dance classes, I'm going to miss out on strength training. You can't say I'm going to only do strength training and I'm going to miss out on your own cardio. You cannot work like that. At the end of the day, the body works as a unit, so you need to also cater for it as a unit. So I hope, guys, you actually enjoyed what we're talking about, and shall keep you posted.